Hey guys, there's been a shooting at a Boise, Idaho mall. Police at this time are clearing the businesses. Now, I'm going to read a little bit from WOWT.com. And I'm going through there's a few different ones that I was looking at to try to get all the information together. So I'm going to just put a link to the one in the description box below. If you really want to know, if you want to go to more news sources on this, you can put in Boise mall shooting or Boise, Idaho shooting mall and look at all the different news stories. But apparently police in Boise, Idaho say 6 people were injured in a shooting at a shopping mall. They say a person is in custody.
Well, that's right. We heard 5 reported injuries. There is no confirmation on fatalities, but what we do know is the suspect is in custody. Now, we've been out here for over an hour and a half, and the scene is kind of dwindling down, as you can see behind me, but I have never seen so many law enforcement agencies out here at one time. It was outstanding. But now they're starting to kind of question witnesses. BPD's asking witnesses what they saw, and families, you can see in the parking lot, there's been some families kind of hugging each other. Sounds like they're just waiting for answers. Potentially maybe their family members were those ones that were injured. But we just talked to a lot of people, whether they were here Christmas shopping or doing their daily errands, and they are in complete distress and shock, saying something like this does not happen in Boise Town Square Mall.
I want to just put up, because Boise police just tweeted an update in this story. They now say 5 people and a Boise police officer were injured in this event. Police are making notifications to family of those involved and continuing to clear the mall. So that is an update coming into us just minutes ago from Boise police. Remember, earlier they had said that only 2 people were injured and a suspect was in custody. Now we know more people have been injured in this incident.
Now, it's funny that they say 5 people and a police officer. Literally, it says that 5 people and a police officer have been injured in a shooting. What do they mean, 5 people and a police officer? That would be 6 people, right? Injured. But the police on Twitter said this afternoon they are working their way through each business of the mall, and they don't have any information indicating additional threats. But police are asking people to avoid that area if you're in the Boise area. The Boise Town Square shopping mall is located in Idaho's largest city and is the city's largest mall.
Well, Kim, to set the scene, you can see the area behind me. This is Milwaukee in Emerald, and the best way to describe it would be a few blocks away from the mall. I mean, it's right there, though. You could certainly know it's in the same neighborhood. We've actually been pushed back since the last time we checked in the 3 o'clock hour. The Boise police continuing to expand the scene here again, Emerald and Milwaukee. If you see there in your picture, you'll see 2 cars, a white SUV and a silver smaller car. We can tell you what we can see at this point. We can report what we see, I should say. There appeared to be a bullet hole in the passenger and the driver's side front window of that SUV. Again, at this time, we have no information about what that possibly could have been or what possibly could have happened, but we can report to you. You can see those 2 cars that are behind several rounds of police tape, and I can also tell you that Boise police officers have been walking through the neighboring parking lot searching for something and expanding the scene. The best guess we could have is that they're looking for a possible bullet casing or a bullet that might have been shot from the other side of the street.
My friends and I were drinking and having food at Old Chicago, just paid our bill, and then we saw a bunch of people running out of the main entrance. Look like they were panicked, looking back. We exited the main entrance. Someone said they heard some popping noises. That's when we were told from the restaurant side to either stay in or stay out. So we exited the main entrance, and that's when security pulled up and said there's an active shooter.
Now, if you go even further over to the right side, and this is actually what we referred to as behind the Dave & Buster's during our special report earlier, you can see there several different layers of police tape blocking off the area there. From the vantage point we have now, it can be tough to say, but I can tell you a bit earlier before we moved back, there was a Boise police motorbike that it looked like it had been turned down with the lights still flashing, as well as several evidence indicators.
They're not identifying anybody because obviously maybe they need to contact the families. The police were going business to business one by one to secure them all. They were going through each business, and they're working to notify the victims' families of the situation, but did not describe the extent of their injuries. A media briefing is planned for 6:30 p.m. their Eastern Standard Time, so 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, which means they're probably getting ready to have a press conference or a media briefing within the next 15 or 20 minutes here. So I'll let you guys get to it and see what you can find on this developing story.
Yeah, and I did talk to several other witnesses, and they say that mall staff actually got on the intercom the minute they heard those rounds and told everyone to get out of their nearest exit. And witnesses that I spoke to, some of them saying they heard 4 to 5 rounds of shots fired twice, so that's a total of maybe 10 rounds, and then some of them were actually going up the escalator by this Macy's entrance that you see behind me, going up that escalator, and actually saw that escalator glass completely shattering, and they just immediately dropped to the ground. So it is very intense here, and this moment is really tragic, and our hopes go out to the people that have family members injured.